What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Edward, and on Instagram I go by Trail Ready Forerunner. Welcome. So I know a lot of you guys are stuck at home due to the coronavirus, so I thought I would come up with some videos so that you guys are entertained at home. I hope you guys are being super safe out there and taking care of your friends and family. But let's get into this video. So I know this video isn't for everybody. Not everybody has a cage on their camera, but I do get asked about my setup when I post about it. This setup isn't only for the professionals out there. You can buy a inexpensive cage and set it up to where it's there to attach stuff to your camera as well as provide protection. I know a lot of my viewers are in the off-road community and create content as well, and having a cage on your camera just provides that little bit of protection if you end up dropping the camera, banging it, or putting it on the seat when we're driving and you hit the brakes and the camera goes rolling. I'm gonna go over some Smallrig monitor mounts. I've already purchased 3 of them throughout the time I've owned my Smallrig cage. So the 3 I'm gonna talk about are these 3 right here. And they're all a little different. So at first I had this Smallrig handle right here that I used for the majority of the time. It has a cold shoe mount here. It has a RE standard mount with locating pins in the front, and it also has another cold shoe mount on this side. So the reason why I kept changing arms is because, as you can see on this one, it's a cold shoe mount. This one has the ARIA pins. And then lastly, this guy also has the ARIA pins. So like I said before, this was the go-to handle that I used on my rig. And at first, I had the cold shoe mount, which is this guy here. I had it located on the top. So it slides in like this, and you tighten this collar, and that's the way you hold it. So that was the setup. The monitor goes up here. I'm using the monitor right here, so I can't put it on, but monitor goes up here. You're holding the rig this way. And I liked this setup a lot, but it made the whole system with the cage, the camera, everything seemed super tall. So I also tried moving this cold shoe and setting it up this way. So almost like a red setup where the camera is here and you're looking at it this way. The only issue there is if you're trying to get it to a 90 degree, you can't. See, what happens is this secondary collar hits this part and it doesn't allow it to go 90. So then I wanted to try something different. I ended up going with this guy here, which has the area pins and the mount. So the cool thing about these two that I really like is when I'm mounted up here, I can rotate the screen without loosening everything. If you're in the frame and you want to see the shot, you want to turn it around. And when you're shooting interviews, ads, any type of other content, you're able to turn the screen around and face it towards you so you see what you're shooting. This guy also does the same. Alright, so the one thing I didn't like about this setup is that if you look at it, it goes up here. A groove where it goes up. I could turn this around, but then it goes really low. And the same issue, when you turn it upwards, it hits itself and you can't go 90. So you're always at an angle, which kind of sucks. So even if you go this way, you could turn it around And you can go 90, but then you have this step up right here, and then the monitor sits up higher, which really kind of blows. And recently I picked up a brand new handle from Smallrig that's on pre-order, and it's very similar to the Red's handle, which is short, stubby, and it puts the RE pins a little lower so that this mount sits lower and your screen sits a little tighter and more compact. If you're a hybrid shooter like I am, where you shoot video and photo, you want to keep your setup really small. Now for client work, I'll go ahead and probably use this handle just because it has a lot more attachments and you're able to do a little more. The handle is bigger, so your whole hand fits on it. But in those situations where I want to keep everything really compact, I really want to invest in a smaller profile handle. And looking online, that seemed to be the best option. So the third and final option of monitor holders is this guy right here. Now the only downside to this guy is that it doesn't pivot 360. So once you put it on, and you want to turn the monitor, you have to undo the monitor, turn the screen, and then tighten the monitor again. So it is a little pain, but this one keeps the profile really low and you're able to turn 90 degree. Your monitor isn't sitting way up here, so it's really tight, and you can put it in 2 configurations. So this is configuration 1, which is nice, but I was hoping to have it in the other configuration. So I was hoping to have it in this configuration because this bracket drops your monitor even lower. So your monitor sits under your grip, which makes it really nice because you're kind of looking down at it. And you're able to pivot it 90 degrees. The only drawback is for this handle, it's perfect because your pointer finger sits here. So it's perfect for that situation. But now the new handle that Smallrig came out with, the space between here isn't big enough. So your finger kind of gets pushed into this hole right here. And the way I think they can get around that is if they somehow round this edge on this piece here so that your finger can fit in this groove. I definitely think it's possible for them to do it, to kind of modify this bracket in order to compensate that uncomfortableness, because I'd rather keep the screen lower than push it up. But it's just small little details that I've noticed running these 3 systems. So I know cages aren't for everybody, but there have been a couple of you guys that have reached out and asked me about the cage system on my camera. Eventually I want to try the Smallrig half cage. So it's not so big. It only covers the left side of the camera, so you're able to attach stuff on the left side, bottom and top, which I think for our situation is perfect because we want to keep everything so compact. So that video is still to come, but as far as these 3 options, I honestly recommend this option. Even though it's the oldest of the 3, I'm gonna end up using this one just because how compact it makes everything, and that's my main goal with this setup. That's all for this one, guys. I hope you guys picked up a couple of things, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace.